we are always suffering because it's in high-class architecture there are lighting designers, but not in every project they can afford a lighting designer. But it's nowadays because of all these certifications like Licht and others, lighting design becomes more valuable for architecture. And for that reason, I really recommend to think about a sophisticated lighting design to add on more value to architecture. For that, there's a good example. It's the ThyssenKrupp headquarters, which we have been awarded last year with the GE Edison Award. It's a very big project, one of the biggest projects last year, or 2 years ago in Germany. It's a headquarter of ThyssenKrupp, and it's an ensemble of different buildings, and we added a lot of very fresh and new developed ideas for that project. But in between, they had a problem with a factory in Brazil, and for that reason they cut our budget to the half. So we have to redesign everything, and before it was a project just with LED light sources, but later on we have to redesign it to fluorescent, which is very sad, because right now they are very proud of the building and they show up on the organized architecture tours, but they can't really be proud on the lighting design. It's a very nice lighting design, but it's not as innovative as ThyssenKrupp is as a company, so it doesn't fit together very well. The second thing is, with a nice atmosphere, you can create mostly, or it's all about atmosphere lighting design. It's not just to serve an area and to fulfill all these regulations. I think it's very important to add on a really nice atmosphere, and there are some examples which shows it on a very proper way. This is a museum we have done in Hohenschwangau, that's next to Neuschwanstein, and it's a museum of the Bavarian kings, and it's all about atmosphere because you have a nice view to the lake, to the countryside, and you have, for that reason and for the jewels you show there, it's all about atmosphere. And the museum is completely done with LED light sources, and there are, for the showcases, there are a lot of LED elements from GE. The next topic, which is very important, or it's not very important, it's the important topic right now, it's sustainability and energy saving. There is really no projects we are working on, and we are working on 60 projects actually now, which doesn't have the topic of sustainability and energy saving. Every client, every architect, every customer is asking this question at first. So we really need to take care of that topic, and intelligence is the key word, because you can't fulfill all customer wishes just with the right light sources, or the perfect light sources. You really need intelligence behind it, and that needs to work together with the whole technical system in our house. A good example is that picture. It shows the Novartis campus, which is a huge project we are working on. It will be a project of 80 buildings. It will take time to 2050. It's a conversion of a I'm sorry, a production site to the campus. It will be a kind of international campus, and the buildings are quite small, but they are dedicated to working groups, and they will be occupied by persons who know that they will stay in these buildings for a long time. So it's all about to create a home for people, and we are lucky that we are able to work on the project, because we have to fulfill regulations, but first of all we have to fulfill the wishes and the needs of the people. That's the main topic of it. That's the second building on this campus. It's a labor building. No, labor not. All right, I will tell you later on. But in the entrance hall, you find a kind of meeting room or meeting environment, which is completely illuminated by LED light sources, which are hidden here behind these balustrades. So another topic which I like to talk about is quality lighting. I think the lighting design can't really change architecture. If architecture isn't good architecture, a good lighting design wouldn't help very much. But in case you got a valuable architecture and you have a high-end lighting design, the project can be really different. And this is, I think, very important. This is the Markey building. Markey is an architect. He is highly awarded. He won the Pritzker Prize, which is the highest ranking prize for architects. And he is building a big skyscraper at ground zero in New York. And this small building he designed is, it looks very clean, but it's very complicated inside because it has sloped ceilings. So the ceilings are modeled like a sculpture, and it was all about this view to the Novartis campus. The vision of the architect was to have a very even illuminated ceiling and without any light sources. And for that reason, we developed this kind of office lights, which are serving on a direct and indirect way, and they are illuminating this kind of sloped ceiling. As you can see here, the highest point of the ceiling is here, and the lowest point is here. And these ceilings are working like a reverse sculpture. From the outside, you don't see that these ceilings are sloped, but inside you get the feeling that there is something happening, because here you got 3.50 meters, and inside you got 2.80 meters on a deep spot. As you can see, no lights integrated in the ceiling, but you just recognize the sprinklers. But it's all about indirect light and additional direct light with LED light sources integrated in these elements here. So, what is it? How is it relationship to a big company like GE? If you are developing a project in a very early stage, you really need to know which kind of light sources you're using. And to illuminate these showcases, we made a research on the whole market, because we need LED elements in various sizes, but in a certain color temperature and all these things. And we talked to GE, and these days they developed panels which are fulfilling our wishes. So, but they haven't been available at these days, and because the project started 4 years ago, and at these days they promised us to have such elements, but they haven't had. And so we stuck on these ideas We are working together with these guys, and luckily everything worked in a perfect way together. But it's all about having a very close contact to the company, and you need to trust the company, because every company like to sell their products, and everybody is telling you we will have the right product for your project, but you really need to know with whom you are working together, and in this case really it was a perfect relationship between us and GE.